And spawning in the bottom side of Mothership, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner here of Mothership, we have the red Zerg player, himself, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. So we're getting into the grand finals, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our TVZ, as we enter our final series of the broadcast. We're here to crown our champion, to crown the winner of KSL number 86. Meanwhile, if you're in the chat, if you want to support this tournament, meanwhile, 2x Reaper. Yep, we did call this as one of the common openers that ByuN is very fond of course. So 2x Reaper out of ByuN, a very aggressive start to the series. But what were we just saying? Oh yeah, if you want to support the KSL, there's the command, !KSL in the chat, and we'll give you a link to the Patreon. There's a Patreon page for the KSL to help fund, to help support the tournament on a regular basis. Let's go. So the Patreon is available. Otherwise, we have our 2-axes, we have our Reapers on the way. Now, the purpose of 2-ax Reaper is to contain, is to delay the third base of the Zerg player. Of course, there's a little bit of gamba here. There's a little bit of gambling when it comes to finding our opponents. We're loading into Mothership, a 3-player spawn map. ByuN, he will be able to scout on the left-hand side first, though. As you can see, the rally here on the first racks. So does rally across. There are different variations of this. You can go into 3-ax Reaper instead. You can double down and be even more committed, but it looks like 2-ax Reaper expand out of ByuN. And then the goal here is not to kill. This is not a rush. This is not an all-in. This is an economic opener. The goal is to get an economic lead by containing the Zerg player on a lower base count. But here we go. Reapers, they move out across the map. There's that CC for ByuN. And ByuN does find Solar. Does find him. Again, perks in, gets one Zergling kill, not bad. Does kill one. A drone is in position to expand. Solar does get link speed, pulls out of gas, and the third base is being thrown down. Yeah, ByuN, he was not in position to delay the expansion. And behind this, he is cutting Reaper production. Only making 3. So only 3 Reapers. I will say that Solar's being a little bit greedy here, but he's getting away with it. He's getting away with the third base. He's keeping up so far with the Reapers. Oh! As ByuN gets no damage. ByuN is at least forcing out more Zerglings, and now he will check for the third. Yeah, it's already there. It's already there. Cannot stop it. Oh, Jesus. Oh no, he gets surrounded. No, miscontrol. Solar, calm down. But ByuN did miscontrol there. He did miscontrol. The question mark out of Solar. The crying face emoji out of ByuN. Feels bad, man. But yeah, ByuN, he did move command forward there with his Reaper, which is why he got surrounded. That shouldn't have happened. And ByuN has had a shaky start. Oh no. But yes, if you slip up against Solar, he will question mark you. He will. Oh god. Not like this. Behind this, ByuN going for his own 3cc 2-on-1 follow-up. Working towards Sim, working towards ByuN. Ay. Yeah, and with that, ByuN, he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home, working towards Stim, working towards his Medivacs. Until then, ByuN can't really be active. Oh, okay. Now I understand the denial of the Scout. This is a 3cc 2-on-1, but we're not prioritizing Medivacs. We're going into Banshees. Now, this is a cheeky variation that both ByuN and Maru do like mixing in. They started doing this, I want to say a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, during GSL, leading into DreamHack, of course. But basically, the way this works is mind games. against a 2-on-1, it is standard to go for stim to build up your bio army and then to rush into a reactor into medevac production, right? And then to move out across the map with your 16 marine double medevac drop. It is inefficient not to get your medevacs out. Ooh, hell that push. But this is inefficient technically, which is why there shouldn't be there shouldn't be spores. So you can see the spores are being thrown down. These are in position to defend against liberators or to defend against drops. They're not in the mineral line. They're not in position to deal with banshees because again, there shouldn't be banshees. So technically this is inefficient, but because it's inefficient, it does catch their players off guard. Because technically, against a like refined build, there should not be banshees. Meanwhile, this is a more aggressive variation. We're going banshee plus hellbats. So reacted heli into double armory into mech. So it's going to be a 2-on-1, and that's why he cancelled. I don't know if you noticed, he cancelled stim. He created a concussive shell just for show, cancelled it as well, is going into mass factory. So it's going to be initially revealing 2-on-1 into a fake out into mech. Jesus. For those that haven't been watching StarCraft as of late, mech is very much so viable even after the nerf to the Cyclone. The most recent example of that, and we've been seeing a lot of examples as we've been seeing a lot of mech as of late, but it's Big Gabe. Big Gabe versus Cyril at Home Story Cup. Gabe did defeat Cyril in a best of 5 with mech 3 games. Like all the games that Gabe won in that best of 5 was using mech, and Cyril had a harder time. Did have a harder time. Players like Cure, Maru, Clem, they do mix in mech. They sprinkle it into their series. We're seeing it here from ByuN as well. I'm not saying that we should see this every game, no, not at all, but like once in a best of 5 makes sense to me. Despite that, wasn't expecting it after a 2-on-1, but meanwhile, because this is going to be a late realization from Solar, the Banshees, they do come into the main base. Spore just now finishing, 4 drones did go down, but Solar, he's already committed into Lingbane Hydra, and Lingbane Hydra is inefficient against mech. Because Solar was expecting ByuN, right? So this is where the fake out works. Right, the fake out does work. So Solar, he's now stuck with a more fragile composition. Not saying that Lingbane Hydra can't work. It can work. It can hold its own at times, but it is heavily reliant on surrounding, on outflanking, on outpositioning the battle mech army. Otherwise, it's very much so a glass cannon. Like it's just very fragile and can very quickly just topple over and just crumble. So it's a very delicate composition. You have to be careful with it. At the same time, at ByuN, he's building up. For me, Solar should be working towards Hive Tech and towards Vipers. Like that can support this army quite heavily. But for now, Solar, you can see he's not droning. Oh. Okay. Bold move. So Solar, of course, he's now confirmed, right? He confirms it is mech. Solar, he chooses not to drone. So this is going to be a 3-base all-in. 3-base all-in out of Solar. He's massing up more Lings, more Hydras, and either Solar kills ByuN or he dies trying. As Solar refuses to drone. And it makes sense just because Solar he isn't really set up for a longer game. He's not set up against mech. ByuN, he has not seen the lack of workers. And again, Solar, he's committing, he's going for it. Yeah, he's going for the kill. I just get spotted. We don't have any tank production here by ByuN. Yeah, no tanks, only Heli and Cyclone. Lings are coming from behind. The surround! Oh, he tries to. Yeah, attempts to surround, but alas, the army does slip away. Yeah, it does pull back. The boys are being pulled. You can see that he's fighting half the Hydras. One half goes down, and now there's one half left. Yeah, so a very disjointed attack here from Solar. And Solar, he will lose everything. He will lose everything here. Yeah, the Cyclones, they lock on. Heli reinforcements have arrived. Lings, they cannot engage. We're down to 3 Hydras. Down to 2. Down to 1. Down to 1 Hydra. Now, ByuN, he does lose all the SCVs, true, but remember, Solar wasn't draining. Solar, he doesn't have an economy to begin with himself. So even though Solar's ahead worker-wise, technically, like the army is in the gutter and the economy is not as big as it otherwise should be. So ByuN, he could afford to pull the boys. Oh, has to respect the creep though. Yeah, he's got to respect the creep. Lock-ons on the Hydras. Nice transfuse. Solar, he does hold. He does hold, does survive. And now we're droning. Droning up to 69. Nice. We're droning up. We're going to try to macro out of this. Again, Solar, he's just now working on bailing speed. Solar, he only has 1-1 upgrades. We have 2-2 on the way for ByuN. In a longer macro game, ByuN is set up for greater success. We'll see how Solar does approach this. Bearing in mind that Solar, he did join up a little bit, but he's still cutting workers early. Like, he's still hyper fixated on Ling main Hydra. Like, Solar, he's very much so lair tech all in. Like, there's no infestation bit, there's no hive, there's no 5th expansion, there's no more drones. Like, Solar is still very committed. And ByuN just has to play it safe. Like, ByuN, he has to recognize what's going on and then just play it safe from there. Just calm down, turtle up back at home, and then ByuN will be fine. But he has to identify what's going on. Solar's still very all in. He's going for it. Going for wave 2. He's setting up for the second round. Army gets spotted. Hellions, they peel off into the middle line. There weren't many drones to begin with. Oh, they line up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Massive connections. 6 drones go down. Solar, he commits. The 4th base doesn't matter. This 4th base, it can die, and that's fine. Oh, ByuN's getting caught out though. No Hellions for these Cyclones. And remember, it's all or nothing for Solar. This time, the entire army is all together. The anti-missile does not quite go up. Tanks are exposed. Losing 2 tanks. Yeah, 2 tanks go down, and Solar, he's doing it. Solar, he's breaking through, takes down 2, 3 tanks. No tanks left. No buffer. No armor missile either. And the first all-in may have failed, but the second all-in. The second wave is done. A GG gets called, and Solar, he will take game number 1, claiming a lead in the series. Whew. GG. GG, well played with that. Solar, he does take a lead here. Again, a very intense back and forth. ByuN had the advantage. ByuN, he was able to pull off the mind game to go into mech. He was able to defend his 3rd base. He shut down the first all-in beautifully. But as we emphasized, ByuN, it looks like he didn't realize that a second all-in was coming. It looks like ByuN was getting ready to expand, get a 4th base, and tech up. If he had realized sooner that Solar wasn't droning up, then what would we see? Faster switch into tanks and a defensive setup back at home, with depots, with bunkers, with a wall, with SimCity, and as many tanks as possible sieged up. We saw that in this game, when the army arrived, 3 tanks went down instantly. Like, the tanks were exposed, they were out in the open. GG. GG, well played. So ByuN misreading that Solar would drone and Solar would macro. Nah, not at all. Not at all, Pappy. Solar, he pulled it off, and with that, Solar claims a lead. Let's go. Let us go, as we're going to be loading into Tourmaline game number 2, this time a much smaller map. This time much smaller. Oh, as we have to remake. Un momento. Just catching with the chat. Oh. It's so weird that my opponents don't get thrown off by inefficient builds. True, this is something that we unironically do say every now and then. But there are certain builds and certain styles that work at the highest level of play that will not work on the ladder. So you got to be mindful of that. Like, you got to be careful when you watch players like Maru or players like Solar or players like Cyril, and you see some certain builds, and you're like, I want to try that. Every now and then we try to emphasize, try to give like a PSA. It's like, Bappy, this is not safe for ladder. this build is not safe for ladder. Just because there are certain builds that do rely on your opponents making certain decisions based on the incomplete information they have. An example of that is what we just saw, right? By going into Cloak Banshee off of a 2-1-1. Another example of that would be going gasless. True. Like I feel like gasless openers in ZvT and ZvP, you can get away with them on certain maps, but they are so risky and they are not safe for ladder. No shot. Going for gasless openers, or even going, say, another example of that is potentially even going like CC first into like Marauder, for example. Like, I don't know if your opponent, depending on your level of play, has the wherewithal to try to punish you, and if they don't, then you just kind of fall behind. Like, so there are certain builds like that for sure. They're relying on your opponents reacting to what information they have. But you need them to react to that, right? But here we go. Here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner. Top right-hand corner here of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. Down in the series, it is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself. Oh, we have the South Korean Zerg. It is Solar for Team Falcons. Let's go. I think another good example of that is in ZvZ, there's a build where you can go you can go into 2-base Roach and wall off with your Roach Warren. Then you go into delayed link speed, right? You go into delayed link speed and you hide link speed as well. And the point of that is that at this level of play, your opponent should be, because they scout 2-base Roach, should be expanding, getting a third, and should be skipping their Roach Warren. And because they should be skipping their Bangla Nest, I should say. And because they skip their nest, that's why a Link Flood works in that scenario. But on the latter, if your opponent doesn't know the correct response, then they might just get a Bangla Nest anyway, just cause. And then the Link Flood doesn't work. So there are more examples of that. See, if you're gonna mind game someone, they have to have a mind to game. You have to. Oh no, not like this. Yeah, here we go. We're getting into game 2. For now, though, standard opener, racks expand. Likewise, hatch gas pool out of solar. This time, there's no 2x Reaper. There's no 2x Reaper. I see in the chat, Nexus first every game, you say. True. Another example of that is like max packs. Like if you watch max packs in PvP, especially last year, going like gate expand into like Cybercore into Stargate, like that is not safe for ladder. Like no, sure. Like you can't do that, man. You're crazy. Here we go. Now that we're settling in, we are going to be settling in. We do have our faster CC here from ByuN, so going 3 CC before Starport. We do have a standard economic opener out of our Terran player this time. ByuN is calming down. He's calming down. Calming down. Likewise, Solar just getting his third base on time as well. We can chill. And also welcome to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is one of the smaller maps of the map pool with shorter rush distance by ground. We often do see a lot of all-ins on Tourmaline because of the rush distance and because of how open the area here is between the natural and the third, and also the third base as well. Just very open bases. So I would expect, and what's in the back of my mind, is an early Roach Warren. Like we could see an early Roach Warren, we could see a Roach all-in out of Solar. That is relatively common on Tourmaline. Oh, Viking first. Okay. Interesting. ByuN, he does mix things up here, opening up Viking first, not going for the add-on swap into Banshee. This could lead into BC, but ByuN isn't really much of a BC kind of player. But the goal here is to hide the follow-up. Oh, fast stim. Okay. So Viking, no add-on swap, fast stim instead, no Banshee. And of course, Solar has no idea. This can lead into a Hellbat push with an armory, with continued reactor to Hellion with marine support as well. So this can lead into Hellbats. Overlord moves in. With the Overlord, what do we see? Not much. One Hellion, which isn't much of a tell. Like 2, 3, 4, 6 Hellions is standard. 4-minute 30 lair timing at a Solar. Okay, does go lair first. And I'm waiting to see an armory. Oh no, double eBay. Okay, double eBay behind this, going to double upgrades. ByuN is pushing. And we'll see if Solar can keep up. Solar just go for a safe opener. The Hellions, they just run past here. They rush past the Queens. There are some links here to defend. Collapsing the Hellions. They at least try to. Nice flank. Nice around. But the Lings are going to get roasted. Hellions, they bust into the mineral line. Drones are going to go down. Getting 3 drones so far. Getting up to 5. So 5 drone kills. Oh, he wants them though. Oh my god. He wants the drones. Wants to get there lining up. We got one more volley. 15. Oh my god. 15 drones go down. Liberator goes ham here at the third. Let's get one more volley of, oh my, they're so low. Jono, 26! That's game. GG, well played. 26, 28 drones. That is game-ending damage, and we have a series. We have a series. We have a back and forth. GG, well played. We have a matchup. Let's go. Let us go. That was not meant to end the game, but we saw that Solar, he was being a little bit greedy. He had minimal links to defend, and he did stack up at the end there. He stacked up crazy damage. GG, well played. Liberator, of course, did also play its part, for sure. And with that, we're getting into game 3. Is it bad being told I can't do something that makes me want to do it? I should say, what's the phrase that I use? These builds, they're not safe for ladder, right? They're not safe for ladder, which means you can do it. It's just a big gamble. It's a big risk, and there's a high chance that it falls on its face. But go ahead, yo, if you want a 2x Reaper, fake Stim, fake Bio, and do a hard switch into mech, you go ahead. You go ahead. Just look after. Just be careful. Go ahead, back. Go ahead. You're crazy. If you want to fake 2-base Roach and go for a Link Flood against a player that's opening up Banelings, then go ahead, back. You can take the risk. Aye. But here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. And tying up the series 1-1, it is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. As we are going to be settling into game number 3 here. Again, we're tied up 1-1. Game 2 did end very abruptly, but ByuN, he was able to get in. He was able to gamble it all on his Hellion dive, and he was able to deal game-ending damage. 28 drone kills. Again, game-ending. You cannot recover from that. Not that early on. It also shows how unforgiving StarCraft can be. Oh, that looked like a light game. True. That was the Hellions. They dive in and they just kill everything. Smooch. Not like this. Not like this. And we'll see what ByuN's follow-up is going to be this time. Meanwhile, CC first. Sorry, I kind of glossed over it, but CC first out of ByuN. We have Hyper Greed out of our Terran player here, and this is safe against a player like Solar. It is very uncommon to see earlier pull timings or earlier aggression builds here from players like Solar. If ByuN was up against, if he was up against Shin or up against Dark, I would say this is risky, but against Solar and against Serral, for example, I do think that it's relatively safe to try to go for this and get away with this. Now, there's some pros and cons. So by going CC first and by delaying your gases to be able to pull this off, it means no SCV scout, no Reaper scout. So ByuN is playing blind. He's playing blind. But that's why I did mention that there are certain players like Solar, like Serral, that you can safely kind of assume that they won't go for an all-in. Now, I don't know if I can say that with full confidence about Solar. We saw game 1, right? Solar, he went for a 3-way all-in in game 1. Is he willing to react with a Roach Warren here in game number 3? Solar, he does confirm the CC timing, he knows. So he's aware of the greed. Solar, he pulls out. Okay, never mind. So he pulls out a gas, no Roach Warren. He's just droning. So Solar's going for a standard opener. ByuN will have an economic edge. Oh, going CC first into 1-1-1. I do like this. Welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. Aggression is also favored here as well. This is not as aggressive as Tourmaline, the map we were just on, but aggression can still hit hard, and going for a 1-1-1 is very committed. This is very, very committed here. Very aggressive out of ByuN. The more I see this, the more I'm hoping that Solar, the more that I wish that he went for the Roach Warren. Going for a Ling Queen defense here can be a little bit shaky. Oh, he's listening to the stream, Pappy. Let's go. Roach Warren. Again, as I said, this is very safe. Correct decision here. Solar, he hasn't seen much across the map, but he's playing safe nonetheless. Blindly playing safe here, I mean, you can rationalize it just because of the size of the map. As I mentioned, it is not uncommon to go Roaches on Tourmaline, or on Ruby Rock, or on 10,000 feet. Not uncommon. Now, based on the Roach Warren placement, this looks like an all-in. Like, you're hiding the Roach Warren, you're taking your gases. It feels like Solar plans on cutting workers and making nothing but Link Roach. Especially because there's no lair. So Roaches are amassing. Now, who do we favor here? Like, how do these builds compare to each other? 1-1-1 versus a 2-base Roach all-in. I favor Solar currently. ByuN, I do favor him defensively if he realizes what's happening and if he races back home to defend. But when it comes to fighting out in the open, I have to favor Solar. Again, Solar, he's not droning, basically a fake worker here. You can see he's undersaturated at his natural. Solar is going for a 2-base all-in. 3rd base just for Liva. And again, this looks like a reaction to the CC first. So Solar, he's reacting to ByuN. ByuN, he did not get a 3rd CC, so ByuN, he does have more army to work with. He does have his Liberator. The all-in is coming. And can Solar punish? ByuN, he's just now going to catch wind of the mineral line. He now sees nothing. Yeah, there's nothing here. Now he knows. Yeah, ByuN, now he's aware. Back at home, he's getting his tank in position. There's no bunker. Yeah, no safety bunker. The boys are being pulled. It's going to be a messy defense here for ByuN. The wall is under fire. The wall will go down. As Liberators all siege up. Hellies, they do get behind the wall. Nicely done. They do get past. As more players are connecting. We have 16 more links on the way. Once the wall is broken, then we can just flood in. And he goes for it. Yeah, he does go for the dive. Collapsing the army. Biles here on the Liberator. Yeah, Liberator goes down. Tank should go down as well, but nice defense here by ByuN. The Marines, they survive. Oh no. Yeah, Marines, they hold on. They shut down the Lings, and with that, Solar, the all-in is failing. He did bring down the tank. Solar, he needs more Zerglings. Yeah, we have 22 more Lings on the way. ByuN is holding. It did cost him 13 SCVs though, but ByuN still has a greater economy. That's how far ahead he was. You can see here the worker counts are neck and neck, and ByuN has mules. So ByuN, he is ahead. And the all-in has failed. Yeah, the all-in has failed. Solar, he does turn back around. He does race back home. Again, a very, very clutch defense here by ByuN to be able to scout and have melee only seconds to react. He was able to wall up. He was able to get his tank on his Liberator. He was able to pull the boys. And Solar is hurting. For now, Solar, he's rejoining, resaturating. ByuN is being active. ByuN has stim and +1. Jesus. Now, thankfully, there's an army in position. So Solar, he shouldn't lose too much here. If anything. Yeah. So he's holding on. Here comes ByuN's push. Now, coming into this, ByuN, he does have a lot of potential here with this ByuN army. Behind this, remember, he's 2-base all-in himself, right? If you remember, we were trying to emphasize this, that ByuN never got a 3rd CC. Like, ByuN, he is 2-base all-in. The momentum, it's kind of like switching from one player to the other. The turns of tabling. Ah, true. Oh. As now, Soul is the defender. Denying +1. Not bad. +1 is denied. Marines, they get 1 drone, 2 drones, and a gas geyser. Nice pickups. Whereas ByuN, he doesn't lose a Marine. Pulls away. Solar, he's expanding. He's still droning. He's still teching. If Solar's too greedy, then he will just die. Remember, ByuN, he's building up those tanks back at home. He's getting ready for his all-in, and he can pull the boys. Now, we spoke about this during the whole Mono series versus Solar, but pulling the boys can be very effective against Roach Ravager if there are no Banelings. If there are no Banelings, then the SCVs, they tank very well. I saw ByuN panning over. We're waiting for the unsiege. No shot. ByuN waits for +1. No shot. And again, the problem is that because Solar was the first one to go for the all-in, Solar's own economy is like it's not very high here. He's not being greedy, right? It's low eco versus low eco. Here comes the all-in. Doesn't pull the boys. Okay, doesn't pull the boys. How many tanks? 5. Jesus. Okay, 5 tanks. ByuN is gaining ground. Ooh, medevac barely does survive. And again, there's just so much Roach Ravager here. So much Roach Ravager. Like, Soul, he's benefiting from his earlier aggression because he stayed on the low economy, lower base counts. He has a massive army as a result of that. ByuN is still looking for another way in. Solo, he's maxed out. Now, bearing in mind that Solo, he's maxed out on Roach Ravager, so it's a very inefficient army composition. So the supply isn't as high as it otherwise would be with Link Bane. But now we have a Baneliness on the way. Solo, he wants those tanks. Oh! Piles don't quite connect. There we go. It looks like he will get one. One tank goes down. Now getting another. Just barely. Ooh, does get the second tank. Decent engage here from ByuN. Yeah, it does take down a decent chunk of roaches. But the problem here is that ByuN can't reinforce, right? Because ByuN is 2 base all in, like he just cannot replace his army, he cannot replenish. Ooh, they on siege! No! Yeah, he gets caught on siege, another tank falls. Ay, ay, ay. ByuN cannot replenish these tanks. Not like this. Solo's collapsing in. Once again, piles them down. Tanks are stacked up. Lings they trickle in, and Solo, he will completely clean this up, but every tank will fall. Takes down all the tanks, breaks through the Marines. And this is the final army. The final units here for ByuN. Again, not the kind of game that you see very often. Like, 2 base all in versus 2 base all in, basically. Of course, Solo, after the initial all in, he backed off and droned up to 3 base saturation, 61 workers, and then just focused purely on Ling Roach Ravager. ByuN getting desperate, floats over his main, floats over the main base, trying to maintain this army. But at this point, he's already lost too much. Already lost too much. He's down to 2 tanks. Originally it was 5. Now Solo has a more refined army with Zerglings, a more efficient army, I should say. Getting into that final tank. Tank goes down. Getting another. Oh. Yeah, hot pickup. Solo rallying across the map in towards the 3rd base. Gets into the mineral line. And the final stand for ByuN. His final moments, Pappy. The boys are being pulled. Lift up the CC. GG gets called, and Solar takes a 2-1 lead in the series. Whew. GG. GG, well played. A very chaotic game state here. Again, winding it back, we had ByuN going for a CC first build that prompted Solar to go for the 2 base all in, cutting workers early. It was at 27, 28, like 28 workers. Cut workers early, did commit into Ling Roach Ravager, but Solar, he failed to kill. He failed to kill ByuN. But ByuN wasn't expanding. If ByuN had a 3rd CC behind it, then he could just macro out of it and get ahead and get further ahead and build up into the mid game. But ByuN never planned on expanding. The plan from ByuN was also to go for a 2 base all in. So that was a really weird game state. So ByuN, he defended, he survived, but he didn't have the economic lead he otherwise should have had. So after that defense, then came his all in, but Solo, he had enough time to build up his drone count, build up his army, and have more than enough to deal with it. GG. GG, well played. Just an unfortunate kind of set of builds there, not in favor of ByuN. Oh. As we are setting up for our next game. As we're setting up here for game number 4, I'm going to be on White Rabbits. Also, where's... Oh. Also, Enki, I think, just DC'd. Okay, we're good. Whew, okay, we're good. Also, he's back, Fabi, he's back. One should never pull out. Oh no. Seeing ByuN win from this position, it is possible, especially if the opponent is greedy, right? We were trying to emphasize that, the fact that Solar, I want to say cut workers at 61, which is technically under 3-base saturation. Like, if Solar had droned up harder and had gone up to like 70, 80 drones and start to tech up as well, then for sure I can see ByuN like winning from that position and having some opportunities. The issue there was that Solar stayed on a lower drone count. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 4 and spawning in the top right-hand corner. Top right-hand corner here of White Rabbit. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Zerg player, the Blue Zerg player himself for Team Falcons. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. Now, what I find interesting here is that we have not experienced a macro game. If you noticed, game 1, we had ByuN fake outs, ByuN going to mech, and then Solo in for a 3-base all-in, cutting workers very early, committing and eventually breaking ByuN. Game 2, ByuN, he won the game with his early Hellion harass. He was able to kill 28 drones and force the insta-GG out of Solar. And game number 3, we had Solo going for the 2-base all-in, it failed, and then ByuN went for the 2-base all-in, which also failed. That was game 3. So again, it's been non-stop all-ins so far. Non-stop all-ins, non-stop aggression between these two players. They both taken turns with going all-in. And we'll see if we finally can slow things down and build up into a macro game coming into White Rabbit. We'll see. White Rabbit is one of the larger maps, true. Larger map, longer rush distance by ground. We often do see longer and later games on White Rabbit. And we'll see if we can embrace that here and now. So far, racks expand. Standard opener out of ByuN this time. No crazy CC first. Likewise, hatch gas pool out of Solar. Let's go. As we have a standard follow-up, the Reaper does get across the map. Oh, chipping away at the drones. Does chip away. And no major kills yet, I believe just killing one Zergling. And Solar does hold. Behind this, we have a third CC before Starboard, so we have an economic follow-up here out of ByuN. For the first time, right? Let's go. Oh no, to be fair, we saw 3 CC in game number 2 as well. The game just didn't last that long. Now though, we're going for the add-on swap. This should lead into the starport. Should lead. Oh, never mind. Double eBay. Okay, interesting. So it's going to be a third CC before starport into double eBay into most likely a second and third racks. Very greedy build. Very, very greedy build here by ByuN. Basically, ByuN is going to be foregoing any kind of a drop play or any kind of Banshee harass in favor of faster 1-1. What does this mean? This means that Solar can be greedier. If Solar drones up a little bit harder, he can skip spores, delay spores, drone up a little bit harder, and be greedier as a response and take a lead that way, if he realizes what's going on. So ByuN's being greedy, and he does give the opportunity for Solar to maybe respond to that with greed. The other option, of course, is Solar could go for an all-in, and ByuN would have a very hard time defending. True, that's the other that's the other option. Solar, he fails to scout. Yeah, he fails to scout. He doesn't get into the main base. Again, one of the two extremes, either Solar going for an all-in or Solar being hyper greedy would be a good response to this, but Solar doesn't know. So far, he does not know. Doesn't know that ByuN is being cheeky. ByuN pulling away. And Solar does go lair first. He's going lair first. Standard follow-up here by Solar. It's going to be lair first into double Evo chamber into most likely Bailey nest. Because the map is larger, there's less of a chance that we lead into roaches. We're leading towards Lingbane. Yep, there are the two Evo chambers. Solar, he's getting his safety spore crawlers. Again, he doesn't know. There is no starport, so there's no need for spores. But again, Solar's playing blind. You know, now making a handful of lings, droning, taking gases. Now, what we often do see with this kind of build, we see it from Maru quite often, especially last year. He was very fond of it. When you go for fast 1-1 like this, I don't know if you noticed, but the army is already done, just lined up for 2-2. Now, this can lead into a 2-2 3-base all-in 8 racks. That would be very, very strong, and it hit very, very hard. Maru, he has done this build before. ByuN and Maru, they're good friends. They share builds, and we could see something similar here out of ByuN. Especially based off of the trajectory of the series, right? Every game so far, we've had an all-in of some kind, so I'm leaning towards a 3-base 8 racks all-in here. For now, we have 5 raxes. We'll see if he throws down 3 more raxes. We'll see if he gets gases. So the signs here of a longer macro game would be gas geysers and a second factory and a 4th CC. That would be signs of a macro game. For now, we're building up into that 2-2 timing. And I'm at least expecting 3 more raxes. Meanwhile, Solar has a scout. Yeah, he has to figure out how many raxes there are. So the Overseer does slip by. Marines are in position to deny the scouts. Solar, he doesn't get in. Oof, he does not get into the main. Solar, he sees nothing. He does see the gas, but there it is, second factory. This is one of the signs. We spoke about it. Second factory, extra gas geysers. ByuN is not going all in. He's macroing. But Solar's not aware. Oh, Marines, they sim in, they capture the Queen. Yeah, Queen's a couple of Hydras as well. Some okay trades there out of ByuN. +1 vehicle weapons has begun. Solar, he is droning up a little bit further. Okay, droning up to 80. Getting into 80 workers. Also, I kind of glossed over this, but Solar, he went for a +1 range, actually. Once again, going for a very Hydra-heavy style. Yeah, +1 range, followed by the Infestation Pits. Signs of Lurker tech. ByuN is being active, but remember, ByuN is expanding. There's that 4th command center. Is ByuN doing your thermal build? No. From my understanding, this is a Maru build. Or it would have been if it went into an 8 racks. True. It would have. But this has just been a very greedy build here. It leads into really fast 2-2. That timing for 2-2 is going to come and go, and it leads into fast 3-3. So this is some of the fastest 3-3 you can get in TVZ. So hyper fast upgrades. I think in comparison, we got +1 melee. We got +1 melee on the way as we're getting 3-3 upgrades. So again, that timing is going to be available. Yeah, and then getting into a 4th CC. And we are maxing out. Now, Solar, he was a little bit late to tech up into Hive. Again, it feels like Solar didn't realize how greedy ByuN was, so some of the tech here is a little bit late for Solar. But Solar, based on the upgrades that we're seeing here, he has options. Solar could go into Ultras or into Lurkers. Both are still available to him. ByuN pushing right down mid. Jesus. And we're going for a bit of a base trade here. Solar does hit the 3rd. At the same time, ByuN pushing to the center. The Bane's in position. He's unsieged. Oh no! Yeah, ByuN gets caught out. Yeah, he's caught on siege. Massive alien connections. Ay. ByuN does slip away, but he will lose 10 SCVs in the process. A messy push here from ByuN. He wasn't looking back. Wasn't quite looking. And we have the answer. It's going to be Ultras. So it's going to be a Lingbane Hydra into Ultra Tech. ByuN is in trouble. Thankfully, still has that 3-3 timing available here, but he has lost momentum. He has to back up, has to pull away. Solar's already remaxed. Oh, nice catch. Gets 1, 2, 3 queens. 3 queens get caught out. At the same time, Solar going for his own attempted run by. Bailey's, they roll in. Oh, they do roll in. We get some okay connections. doesn't get into the mineral line. ByuN does get supply block though. Oh. Yeah, brutal supply block. Solar pulling back. Decent baiting connections, catching out another tank as well. Lings they peel off into the mineral line. Getting a handful of SCVs, nothing major. Handful of workers go down, and while Solar's trading, Ultra production. Ultras are amassing. Another tank falls, kind of splitting is on the way. ByuN is on the back foot. And ByuN, he has not teched up. Whether it's Liberators or Ghosts, ideally you want something against the Ultras, but ByuN, he's still stuck on a mid-tier army. He has good upgrades, but stuck on Biotank. And the Ultras are coming. Oh, even before the Ultras, with the help of these Vipers, this position can be broken. Yeah, tanks are clumped up. It does cover them with blinding clouds. Bailings jet roll in, and Solar does he go for the CC? Not quite. He thinks about it though. He wants it. Oh, he gets it. The CC goes down. Oh no. It brings down the command center. Catching out the double drop. Ay, ay, ay. And ByuN's being torn apart. He's just being torn apart here. He cannot keep up. Solar catching out reinforcements. Soldiers are moving in. They have kindness plating. They were stuck on a move, but they're collapsing on top of the Marines. Oh god, the boys are being pulled into the Ultras. Don't like this. Nice target firing on the Ultras, true. Nice target firing. Ultras, they were focused down. Oh, we're a little bit lost. Where are we going? And ByuN does hold, he does survive, but we have 6 more Ultras on the way. That's a lot of Ultras, Bappy. Now that ByuN's aware of the Ultras, you can see now he reacts with Liberators and with Ghosts. But as I mentioned before, this is a late reaction. It's a late reaction here by ByuN. He needed one or the other ready for this, and he's still just now getting it. He's stuck on a 2-base economy. Sorry, 3-base economy. So the new 3rd. Now taking the center base. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon, Bappy. Solar's here. And nice blinding cloud on the tanks. More blinding clouds thrown down. Ultras, they rush in, and they close that distance. Getting in the end, 3, 4, 5 tanks going down. Ay, ay, ay. And even if ByuN holds here, he bleeds out so many tanks in the process. Oh my god. Almost every single one. Mining was denied. And ByuN, that cost him, I mean, he's lost 13 tanks in total. He's down to 2. Down to 2 tanks. Now, there is a chance here for ByuN to stabilize. If ByuN is able to turtle up and defend these initial 5 bases and secure them, then sure, he can slow the game down and max out. Meanwhile, Solar's goal is to deny these bases. Is to deny the 5th. And potentially break one of the fringe bases as well. He's going for the planetary. Yeah, the planetary's on its own. There's no army here in position. The academy is here as well. Oof. And that's a free dead base. Yeah, the expansion falls. Bailings, they roll in. Oof. Catching out the SCVs. Solar, he wants a tank. And at the same time, Ling run on the right hand side as well. More SCVs are going down. Again, ByuN is being torn apart. Losing 41 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, there's no economy. There's no economy here. ByuN, he was just too spread thin. He'll also lose the academy. That is the only academy. So no more ghost production. No more ghost backing. What you see is what you get. Nah. As we collapse into the base once again, going for the mineral line, catching out the ghosts. A little bit inefficient going into liberation zones, but only 2 libs. Only 2 liberators is fine. GG gets called, and Solar, he overwhelms, he breaks through, and Solar, he will claim the series 3-1, becoming this month's KSL champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Solar as he does claim the series. My condolences to ByuN as ByuN is going to be knocked out, but thankfully we had it back and forth, and we had a really interesting and fun series as well. We never had a standard game. Like every game, ByuN was doing something different. We saw the 2-max Reaper into mech. We saw the committed Hellion push. We saw the 2-base all-in on Ruby Rock. Even here, we saw the hyper greed out of ByuN on White Rabbits. Unfortunately, he didn't get to make use of it. Unfortunately, he was on the back foot, bleeding out units, bleeding out SCVs. And of course, being caught behind or caught off guard by the Ultra Switch and by the Ultra Transition. So ByuN, he was on the back foot there, unfortunately. If you remember, one of the big moments for Solar was catching the army in the center of the map. If you recall, ByuN, he finished 3-3, then he went for a push through the center, and he got caught unsieged. And it happened at the same time that Solar went for a Ling Hydra run by. That was the moment where Solar gained the lead, when Solar was able to kill 10 ACVs at the third base and distract ByuN, and also catch the army in the center of the map as well. Those are like two things that happened at the same time, just as 3-3 was finishing, that forced ByuN to back off. It forced ByuN to be defensive. It means that he missed his timing. He missed his upgrade timing. If I remember correctly, actually, I think that hit like just before 3-3. I think that hit like 30 seconds before 3-3 even. But that was like the moment where momentum was swung away from ByuN and towards Solar instead. GG. GG, well played with that. Congratulations. Otherwise, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here. We just wrapped up the broadcast. Congratulations to Solar. Shout out to ByuN for making it to the finals. ByuN, he fought hard to be here. He took down Classic in the semis, who is straight up one of the best Protoss players in the world. He's top 2, so it was a big win for ByuN, but his struggle here against Solar. GG. Just catching up in the chat. The only game I bet on was against Solar. Never again. Oh no. Duckling Open in a few hours. Yes, Duckling Open is going to be in a couple of hours. Let's quickly head on over here to our schedule. Bam. As you can see, we are here Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. We're going to be live with Duckling Open. That's going to be at 7 p.m. KST. That's going to be at 9 p.m. AEST. That'll be in around 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. We're going to be live with Duckling Open. That is our Bronze to Diamond tournament. Bronze to Diamond. Meanwhile, tomorrow we're going to be live with Little League Cup and Tuna Cup as well. So back to back to back to back. Non-stop StarCraft here on the CranKy Ducklings over the weekend. Yeah, it's a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft. Again, we earlier this week did wrap up with Home Story Cup. We wrapped up with Thunderfire. We still have to wrap up with Little League Cup. That's kind of like the next big thing that we're catching up on. We also have the replays for Water TV Mondays and Pegasus Cups that we actually missed as well. So we're almost caught up. You know, coming into March, we should be wrapping up all these matches that we missed. Also, StarCraft Evolution. SEL, another set of tournaments that we have to catch up on as well, but we'll get there. We'll get there towards mid-March, and then we can start to slow things down a little bit. Un poquito, papi, un poquito. I mean, I say that by the time we catch up with everything, then bam, RSL playoffs. True. Like the RSL playoffs are also around the corner as well for RSL Season 4. That'll be like end of March. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate the support. I'm very, very tired. Thankfully, I'm not casting tonight, so I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to go rest up and get ready for tonight's broadcast of Duckling Open. If you want to support us, if you want to support our tournaments like Duckling Open, Master Swan Open, Sparkling Tuna Cup, then you can do so via Patreon. You can do so. Un momento. But yes, you can do so via Patreon if you wish, so you can help support us there via Patreon. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And if you want to support us, you can do so likewise via following us on all the socials as well, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. We do upload onto YouTube on a daily basis. Speaking of, I do have to go schedule some VODs and edit some VODs. I gotta go work on that as quickly as I can. Most likely doing that after the stream. But otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna get tired. Gonna go lie down for a bit. Thank you so much. Stick around. We're gonna be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who's live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we raid? Let's quickly check on Twitch. Let's see. Let's have a look, baby. Let's have a look. Foxer, Estef. Okay, we can give some love to Foxer. Yeah. Estef Foxer. Who else? Florencio is live. Skylar is live. Yeah, we'll give it to Foxer. True. Just quickly double checking here. Response is live. A decent chunk of people. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later on tonight or tomorrow for some more StarCraft. See you then. Until then, ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.